welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading, and what that is it's where you, the viewer, get to choose from one of 3 tarot or oracle decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the general energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of June 19th through the 26th in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this reading at any time, there might be little nuggets of information contained. Excuse my voice. I'm a little tired and a little allergy laden, so if I sound a little congested, I apologize. But we're also, I was a little nervous. My microphone has been acting a little wonky lately, and it has not been fully charging completely. It's been taking a long time to charge, so I'm watching it very closely, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't conk out on me. But just be forewarned, you know, that's a danger anytime you set up equipment. I might have to pull off a few bills to replace the microphone sometime soon, but hopefully it will last through our reading and everything will be okay. Today I'm going to go through and introduce the decks. I am going to be clarifying using charms today, and I've been promising for weeks that we are going to clarify charms. We have my beautiful bowl of charms here. I actually went on a great day trip. I've been on vacation this week, and I went on a great day trip out west. And I came across this wonderful vintage antique store, and I found some great records. And as you know, I've refurbished my father's record player, my late father's record player, and I've been playing some great albums. I've been coming across a few gems, and I found I found a great album for like $5, and it has a vintage song that I've been looking for forever, and to hear it on like a good vinyl was just, oh my God, it was so choice. And I had good coffee, and it was a wonderful day. But while I was at the antique store, I came across this random dish that had tiles that had mahjong tiles. And mahjong is it's a tile game that originated in China. It's played a lot in Japan as well, which I'm well familiar. And what it is that you have kind of 3 suits. You have bamboo suit, you have disc suit. It is a lot like tarot in the fact that it has suits, and then it has special classes like east, west, north, and south. But I was really drawn to this. They had like a Mahjong tile that you could buy, and I was really drawn to doing the 9 disc. I think it's called, in Japanese they call it shinzu, I believe. They call it like pins or coins. And this is just the numeric. It's the 9 of coins. And it's so funny. This tile reminds me so much of the 9 of Pentacles. It also means like the completion of a cycle or financial independence. And the irony is, as I was looking at this tile, I was drawn to buy it, even though I don't play the game. I wanted to put it in my charms dish. So this is the newest addition to my charms dish. But really what drew me to it is that I was like, I don't know why I want to buy this, but I think there's a reason behind it. And it's funny, as I was picking out the tile, the antique store was playing music over the loudspeaker, and they were playing Elvis Presley's cover of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And when I got home, I realized what this meant. And it's a reference to a modern movie. If you've ever seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians, there's a beautiful cover during the wedding scene, and I'll post it below, of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And then the 9 of Pentacles, in the closing scene, where there's a scene at the end of the movie where Rachel Chu is playing the mother, like her future mother-in-law. She's playing her at a game of Mahjong, and it was a powerful scene where she's the Rachel Chu, the heroine of the story, is in love with this rich man. It's really a Cinderella story, and she's at odds with her what's to be her future mother-in-law, and her future mother-in-law really kind of resents her. But and Rachel has nothing. Like she really does. She has no fortune. She's not from a wealthy family. But in the beginning of the movie, you see her teaching game theory at the University of New York. And you see her teaching someone on the reason that people get so anxious when they play a game, when they play cards, is because they feel like they're afraid of losing. And you can still win even though you have nothing. Like you have a completely crap hand of cards or tiles. And it's funny in that end scene, the first tile that she takes away, the first tile that she puts back on the board to let her mother-in-law take, is this tile. And then later it's the 8 of bamboo, which is another tile that actually, is the dramatic final scene. But I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that I was drawn to buy that randomly. I don't know where that came from. I also bought a pin from the antique store that I just feel like there's a lot of 80s style going on with all the blazers. I'll show you guys later that, but I'm sorry to ramble on. But we'll go ahead and get started. So that is in the dish, and that's the reason that tile's in the dish. That's my newest charm, quote unquote, to add to the dish. And we're going to go ahead and see all of the beautiful other charms that I have in the bowl. But all right, guys, so we'll go ahead and introduce the cards. As always, we're keeping the cards in rotation. I decided to go with Orgonite hearts. I do normally have stones that I keep with each of these decks, but I thought this heart really went with this deck, so I decided to make them all hearts. But the first deck, we have the Jane Austen Tarot by Lola Scarabeo, and on top of it we have what we call a mermaid Orgonite heart. On the second deck we have the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I've actually been checking out. Lacey Bryant is a wonderful Southern California artist. And on top of it, we also have another Orgonite. All of the Orgonites are by Wing and Bell. And then the third deck we have is actually my first ever tarot deck. It is the Art Nouveau Tarot by Lola Scarabeo. And on top of it, we also have another beautiful Orgonite. And again, all the heart Orgonites are by Wing and Bell. I will link a link to their store in the description box. But I will go ahead and let you make your decision. Please choose from your intuition. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. All right, guys. Sorry, I am on vacation, so I am working a little slow. Not in a bad way. I've been walking a lot. It's been great. I've gotten more exercise this week than I have in my whole life, which is really good. Gotten a lot of sun too. I feel tan, which is great. All right, so deck number 1, the Jane Austen Tarot. What's your energy for the week? Okay, what's your energy for the week? Okay, middle of the week. Got 2 3s. That's wild. Okay, the Hangman's trying to come out. All right, we're going to go ahead and get your charms. Now, this gets a little bit loud, so if you need to turn down the volume, please do that because it gets really loud. So, all right, ready? 3, 2, 1. A big beep. Wow, oh my gosh, this is great, guys. All right, so in the beginning of the week, you have the 4 of Quills, which is the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords, we had a tarot on the 4 of Swords, and if you ever want more clarification, please check that out. The Four of Swords, I really kind of look at as being like a kind of going to your corner kind of card. It's really when it kind of indicates situations that you really can't change. It's one of those things you can worry about it all that you want, but no amount of worrying and honestly no amount of action is really going to make any difference. It's kind of like if you think about boxing or wrestling, you have exerted as much energy as you can towards something, and the universe and your body is really telling you, tag out, how in wrestling, tag someone else to go in for you to kind of replace you so you can tag out and kind of mentally and emotionally recoup. Now, what I really see here is that in this story, this is Marianne Dashwood, and this is after she's learned some very disturbing information. And on her nightstand, you can see it's really late at night, and she's like sitting bolt upright in bed, and you see books, and you see like what looks like a cup of tea next to her. I think it is going to be. This does kind of indicate that you might be having some trouble sleeping at the beginning of the week. Maybe your mind is really racing. Maybe I really kind of get an indicator that there's some kind of action going on in your life that you feel like there's some kind of activity going on that you feel like, maybe you got tagged out of something. Again, maybe this is something family related or friend related. Maybe you had a fight with someone, or sometimes this can be, like a little bit of going back to work syndrome. It can be a little bit of the Sunday night blues, where you're trying to get rest, like you're trying to go to sleep and rest up for you're trying to rest up for the next time that you have to engage in something, whether verbal or, swords is usually verbal or, psychological. But it seems like you can't get to sleep. You're ruminating, you're running your mind over something over and over and over again about how you can fix it, but really there's nothing that you can do right now. All you can do is rest, right? And that's what the universe is asking you to do over the weekend and the beginning of the new week. Just rest. Just go to sleep. Try to get some sleep. If you can't sleep, if you find yourself wide awake at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., maybe get up and walk around. Maybe read some books. It might be indicating drink some tea. I do think that you might be trying all of those avenues and still wide awake, and I'm sorry, that's really, really tough. I know when you really can't turn your mind off, and then the irony is by the time 5, 6 a.m. comes around, then you're exhausted and you're going to sleep, and then you oversleep, right? But here it's really telling you that no amount of worrying about your problems is going to change anything. You really have to kind of check out. You have to tag out and just let the universe do its work. But it's going to be hard on you. It's going to be hard on you. You're going to be worried about it anyway. But do whatever you can to try to recuperate. Try not to worry about it. If you can distract yourself, please do that. If you find that you're wide awake at 3 a.m., don't lay in bed. Try to get up, walk around, have a cup of tea, maybe read for a while. Kind of do those decompressing kind of activities that get you sleepy, and then try again. It's funny, I have a DVD, I have a CD, and I know that's so antiquated, but I finally invested in a CD player, and I actually have a CD from the late 90s that's called Piano Rain, and I know that sounds so dorky. I used to listen to Piano Rain when I was a teenager, and I found the CD on eBay. They used to sell it at like Walmart. It was crazy, but it's not even classical music, but it's piano music, and it's set to the background of like a thunderstorm. And I'll tell you, it's like spa music. And I turn Piano Rain on, and it really does kind of soothe my mind. It kind of distracts me if I'm worried with the activities of my daily life. And that's what it's kind of asking you in the beginning of the day, beginning of the week. If you're not sleeping on a normal sleep schedule, you might want to try. Also, sometimes when your sleep schedule can be affected, it's amazing how, and I know this sounds funny, a lot of stomach health or gut health, especially if you're a woman, really plays into your circadian rhythms, like your sleep cycle. So you may want to pay close attention to that if you've been having any stomach ailments, or if you just feel like, if you've been feeling kind of hormonally off. You know, I would consult your doctor, but there are some teas that you can drink that kind of help with that. Either that, or just drinking normal chamomile tea, things that relax you, try to monitor stress, all of that good stuff. Now, the middle of the week is beautiful, guys. You got the Ten of Cups, and then the crown of that, you got the Lady of Teacups, which is the Queen of Cups. I really think that by the middle of the week, you're going to be emotionally connecting to your family, or I really get the sense like you're just going to be really emotionally in tune with everyone around you. That can be colleagues, it can be your work family, it can be your actual family. Here I'm almost kind of getting like your actual family. And again, I just feel like I get the sense like you're going to be there for everyone. In this card, you actually see someone riding away, and you see her kind of crying. And in this story, it's Jane Bennett, and this is the scene where Charles Bingley is leaving, and he's not giving her any reason why. But what I'm seeing here is I kind of see like if you are feeling kind of alone, or it's almost like all of the activity that's occurring around you, you have communicated with people, you have connected emotionally with people, like you've asked people, okay, why are you doing this? And you know the reason behind, like you've emotionally checked in with everyone. So if someone's making you feel alone, you know exactly why they're taking that action, and you understand. The Queen of Teacups is a very understanding person. The other way I kind of read this is that maybe if you have a lot of worries on your mind, you might be communicating with someone, like you might be communicating with someone that you trust, a real emotional confidant kind of person. And this could be a mother, it could be a friend. And you might be explaining to them what's going on with your family, and they may give you some insight as to why. They might help you kind of cope with what's going on in your home environment right now, and that would be towards the middle of the week. Now, by the end of the week, this is really interesting because you kind of see two women sitting in a chair outside a window, but in the middle of the week, it's a lot more blue, and you see you see a man walking away. By the end of the week, you see we've got the Lady of Candlesticks, and the Lady of Candlesticks is the Queen of Wands. And what that is that's the woman who's very dynamic. She takes action. She's very creative. And here underneath it, we have the Three of Teacups and the Three of Candlesticks. So we've got fire, fire, and then we got water, water. And they're two threes, and the three is really about like, when you think about the two, you think about two, like a couple, two people coming together. When you think about three, you think about growing outside of that. It's not just two people in a relationship, it's you thinking bigger than that. Okay, yes, I'm in a relationship, but what's outside of that? What's outside of that realm? And here, I think if you are dealing with some kind of emotional separation in the middle of the week, by the end of the week, it's almost like you're using that to your advantage, and not in a funny way, but it's almost like you're feeling like, okay, if I'm gonna have time to myself, I might as well be myself, right? Let me. I always think of the Queen of Candlesticks, or the Queen of Wands, as kind of like flame on. Like, okay, let me light this up. Let me light this situation up. And so I do see, especially with the Three of Cups, and Three of Cups, you see three women singing at a piano, and the Three of Candlesticks, you see you kind of going on a journey. I really see by the end of the week, you're really using your current circumstances to your advantage. You might be saying, okay, if I have to move out, or if I need to be away from my family, or if I have to kind of cut ties with someone, let me I'm not you're not saying like let me have fun with it, but you're like, okay, how can I utilize this time to really benefit me? How can I enjoy this time? If this circumstance is going to happen to me anyway, how can I make the best of it, is kind of what I see. And by the weekend, it's almost like you're really engaging. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing like you're really going to be, first of all, I think that you're going to be very stylish, you're going to be very influential. You could be hanging out with your friends, or doing like kind of emotionally connective kind of activities with your friend, and you're looking forward to the future. And I am getting like I'm getting a strong sense like you're really handling this like a boss. Like in the middle of the week, you might feel a little bit in your feels and might be a little family related. And then by the end of the week, I'm getting a lot more of like a leadership and kind of social vibe. And this could be social media. But I do get the sense like the things that you're doing on a social platform are really helping you connect to people. Like, it's almost like if you can't connect to your family, you're connecting with your friends, and you're looking towards the future. You're thinking about, okay, what can I do to move myself forward? And you're really being dynamic with it. By the end of the week, I really do kind of see some like big plans. You see that she's kind of reading a letter there. I almost kind of think like maybe you're collaborating with friends, and you're really you're creating, you're really bringing forth. You're looking forward to some. You're leading with ideas or opportunities that other people can participate in, that are really amazing. I just kind of see like I'm really getting a strong sense like you're connecting with people over the weekend, and you're looking forward to the future, like you're excited. The other thing I kind of see this with the letter is that maybe you're planning to meet up with people. So maybe, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you kind of say, you contact your friends and say, okay, yes, that concert you want to go to, let's all get tickets. Or, or yeah, that online seminar that you want to host, I'm there. It's kind of like that. The other thing I get is with the Queen of Wands, it's almost like you're helping to spearhead some of these activities. You're being like you're being the person that's online organizing this, or being like the representative, like the host, and you look really great doing it. But it is not just you. It looks like a collaboration with other people, but it looks like that with it being cups and wands, it looks like very social and kind of fun. I don't see this being like a work related thing. Maybe this is, again, I feel like this is like a friend's activity that you're kind of organizing and you're looking forward to. But wow, guys. Oh, yes, and I'm sorry, your charms. Let's go ahead and get those. So what you got is you got the parrot, and this is great. Now, the parrot does kind of talk about, sometimes the parrot, when I see the parrot, I kind of think of someone copying you, or you know how parrots know how to mimic. You start speaking in a certain tone, and they learn to copy you. The other thing I get is that I do kind of see the parrot as being like, maybe you have some kind of initial idea that someone else echoes, and everyone is paying attention to the person who echoed that idea. I know that sounds kind of strange, but because the parrots are very brightly colored and they're beautiful, right? So they're very noticeable, but I don't see, that could be your energy or it could be someone else's. Maybe you're speaking out for a cause or trying to bring attention, to your cause. The other thing we got is we got the sloth, and I think that's really I think that really plays into the beginning of your week, like the Four of Quills, the Four of Swords, like when you need to rest or take it slow. You don't have to rush through any of this. You don't have to rush to do anything. Now, K2, This is interesting. I'm gonna have to. This is K2, and it says these are like Scrabble letter tiles, but it's K2 and it's in the reverse. And I feel like that means something. I remember K2 means something, but it's not. It's the phonic meaning of it, like K2, not like the letter K. Because the letter K, the two is really the number of points for using the letter, but like in Scrabble. But really, when you think K2, I keep thinking there's another meaning to that, and I'll look it up and I'll try to put it on the screen. But it's K2 in reverse, and I think that's really interesting. There's got to be another meaning there that I'm not quite picking up on yet. Now, the other thing is you got a coin that says hug, and it's in the reverse. Maybe you really do need a hug right now. Maybe I really kind of get the sense that you're giving a lot of energy to other people this week, and you're not really asking for a whole lot in return. But if someone wanted to give you a hug, that would be really, really welcome. But I do get the sense like you're almost afraid to tell someone that you need that, and unless someone offers it, you're not going to ask. So that's something to keep in mind. And the other thing is you got a coffee cup. So again, you got the three of cups, and it's the three of teacups. I mean, maybe you're hanging out with your posse, maybe you're hanging out with two of your girlfriends. That's possible. One other meaning with K2, maybe you have two other friends that have K names, and so it's like you and K2, K squared, But anyway, you look at it, that's a real beautiful week, guys. I think you're going to be in your emotional and your active power. And even if the Queen of Wands is a different person, maybe it's someone that you're dealing with, but any way you look at it, you're going to have a real connected and action, kind of week. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and move on to pile number 2. We're going to go ahead and keep your charms there so we're not mixing anything up. So we're getting new charms every time. All right, so the second heart, we got the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. So deck number 2, what's your energy for the week? Beginning of the week, deck number 2. Okay. Okay, middle of the week. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry, I had a bunch of... Ow. Oh my gosh. Ow. Okay, sorry. I'm serious, guys. When you go for long walks, it's great, but you start feeling sore the next day, and old age, don't let it happen to you. Okay. Ooh. All right, we got flying cards all over the place. All right. Okay, Queen of Coins is really trying to pop out. Page of Swords. Queen of Coins. Temperance. All right, I get it. I hear you. All right, guys. All right, let's go ahead and pull your charms, not your coins. I'm getting a strong coin thing. Maybe someone's trying to save their coins. I'm not honestly getting a vibe like someone's trying to save their coins from the Queen of Coins. Like there's someone who's real good at budgeting, and you're trying to do your own thing. All right, the charms get a little bit loud, so okay, in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to be shaking up the charms, so if you need to turn down the volume, do it now. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to dig deep and get like a little handful of charms. All right. Wow, guys. Aw, great. Okay, got a llama, got Florida, got the 9. Okay, all right. I'm kind of getting a theme here. All right, pile number 2. Beginning of the week, you got the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands it is a conflict card. Normally it can mean like internal conflict, but usually it means kind of external conflict, but it kind of means that petty kind of, I do, and especially in this card, because you see it's kind of children on the playground, and it's like everyone's kind of play fighting, and everyone's stick is the same length, it's like, okay, really, who's winning here, right? Excuse me, hiccup. Beginning of the week, I'm seeing a theme where you might be dealing with a little bit of petty drama, not in a bad way. This could be work, it could be family related, and you just kind of feel like everybody is at cross purposes. It's like, have you ever had that Saturday, and this does start on Saturday, so it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It could be family related, doesn't necessarily have to be work, where you just kind of feel like everybody is just at cross purposes. Like everybody, it's almost like that fussy kind of like, why isn't this done? Want, and you're just kind of like eye roll, like, really? How if you've ever heard the expression, will this matter in 5 minutes? Will this matter in 5 years? It won't. On your deathbed, whatever this person is raising the stink about, it's not gonna matter. But of course this person wants to make us think about it right now because it matters to them. And in relationships, believe me, I'm Libra, I understand. In relationships, you want to show respect. You want to say, okay, just because you're making an unholy stink about something, I want to respect the fact that you're worried about whatever you're worried about. But sometimes when you repeatedly run into problems, whether with family members, with friends, who really, they drive you batshit crazy with the way that they're like, well, what about this? And you're like, it doesn't matter. Head spinning around, That's the kind of energy of the Five of Wands. It's really just kind of like, well, I want to do this. Well, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. And it's just, it's like, head bump. And it's stupid, petty. It's not going to matter in 5 minutes, not going to matter in 5 years, but you're trying to respect the other person's point of view, and a lot of times you're headbutting somebody with it. And the irony is that usually after you headbutt them, they usually it eventually blows over, but not before it really kind of takes a chunk out of you. It's still annoying. It's annoying. And I'm sorry, pile 2. Believe me, been there, done that. Got the T-shirt, got the bobblehead. When it's just little stuff, you're just like, please, there are more important things in life. But you're gonna have people driving you batshit over the weekend and into Monday. And again, if this is family related, it might be something that someone's just kind of splitting hairs about. Or, if this could be spouse, could be a husband or wife that's kind of fussing you about something stupid. Or when you get to work on Monday, it could just be, the Monday blues, where, people are not cooperating, there's a lot to do, and just getting people to cooperate is like herding cats. It's like, oh, for the love of God, can't we all just get along? So that is the beginning of the week. That's the energy. Now, by the middle, we've got interesting energy here. We've got some strong energy. The other thing is we've got the King and Queen of Cups. We've got a couple here in this week, so this is huge. But in the middle of the week, you've got the King of Cups, and underneath it you have Atonement. And this is kind of a special card. Atonement, you see kind of like this pigment. I'm sorry, I've been doing a lot of scrapbooking and a lot of stamping. I'm an ink and paper girl. So pigment is like the density of color when you use ink. I know that sounds really crazy. It's an artist thing. This is a picnic. And I think when I'm saying pigment is because I love the color of red. The density of red is just gorgeous. It's in burgundy. Here you see a picnic that's almost been kind of abandoned. And this woman wearing this beautiful red dress is feeding the food to the ducks. It's almost like she doesn't want it to go to waste. And you have Atonement in the reverse. And above it, you have the King of Cups. And it's interesting, underneath the King of Cups, you have a lot of water, which kind of reminds me of the lake. I know it's an ocean here, but you have a paper boat, and then you have like what looks like a message in a bottle. Um, in the middle of the week, I know this sounds really funny. I'm really getting a sense that you're going to be dealing with someone. If this is your energy, you're going to be real emotionally committed to someone. Like you're going to be acting really emotionally mature towards someone, but you're not making atonement. It's like you're avoiding atonement. I know that sounds funny. The best way I can describe it is maybe some kind of situations going on, and again, it might be related to all this petty kind of bickering energy in the beginning of the week. By the middle of the week, it's almost like you're holding out on making amends to someone because that's what needs to be done. It's, you know how sometimes like there's some situations where if someone owes you an apology, the mature thing is to wait for the person to give you an apology. It's almost like you're mature enough to go up to this person. Like you see a bunch of kids here, right? And then you see an adult King of Cups, and a woman can be in a King of Cups energy. Maybe by the middle of the week, maybe you've had some kind of bickering energy going on, some like really immature kind of petty crap. And by the middle of the week, you it's almost like you're waiting, and that's like a mature stance. You haven't been engaging. You're waiting for some kind of an apology, or you're waiting for someone else to make atonement because they need to. I'm really getting a strong sense it needs to come from the other person. Like you have the ability to smooth all this over, but you shouldn't. And you know you shouldn't, because the other person has some kind of lesson. Again, you see a bunch of freaking kids here. There's a lesson from the other person to be adult enough to come up and say, I'm sorry. The other thing I kind of get is that if this is not your energy, maybe you've been putting up with a lot of petty energy and you're waiting for some kind of atonement from someone that you know is emotionally mature, but they're not offering it up to you for some reason. I really get the sense it's like in the middle of the week. I get the sense, and this sounds so strange, but this is what I'm getting, guys. In the middle of the week, someone's going to be holding off on some kind of apology. Someone's going to be avoiding approaching you, or you're going to be avoiding approaching somebody because the other person has to go first. Or if it's you that's waiting for an apology from this King of Cups, he knows he needs to present you with this, but he has to present it to you in the right way. And it's almost like in the middle of the week he's lagging. Like he's just not ready yet. Like, okay, how do I present this the right way? You know? So in the beginning of the week, you might be seeing some kind of petty crap, and you're just kind of looking at it like, okay, you ever seen that meme with the kid who just kind of looks like, say what? Like, seriously? Can you come at me right? And it's like in the middle of the week, you're still waiting, and that person is 100% capable of coming to you with apology, but it's almost like they're not ready yet. So you're just kind of staring at him like, okay, I'm not smoothing over anything yet until you approach me the right way. But the other thing I kind of get is you're seeing signs. You're seeing signs that this person is in the process of doing that. But it's just like, it is kind of like a WTF, like in the middle of the week. Now, by the end of the week, this is interesting energy, guys. You got the Seven of Wands, you got the Ace of Pentacles, you got the Page of Swords underneath the Queen of Cups. And you see how he's kind of offering a cup and she's kind of sipping like in a cup. The other thing is that you see the background of these two cards. One has kind of gray clouds and the other one has clear skies. I think you might be dealing with like a counterpart this week. You might be waiting for an apology from your counterpart. By the end of the week, I do think they're coming to you with some kind of, I do think all this energy is tied together. By the end of the week, this King of Cups is going to be approaching you. And this King of Cups can be a woman. This can be someone who's acting in, can be a woman acting in as the king. And that's what it is it's just a woman who's a little bit more detached. She's acting a little bit more masculine. She's more action focused. And when it's in cups energy, it's like she's emotionally action focused. But by the end of the week, I am getting, you know what I'm getting, guys, is I'm getting that you are going to get some kind of communication. It is going to come right. It's going to come the right way. But it's what's going to be weird about it is it's not going to be like a face-to-face or a telephone call. It's going to be some kind of text message or email. The text message or email is going to have a very solid kind of offer. It might have the apology you're looking for, but in addition to the apology, it's going to be like, hey, can we do this? And that's going to be the Ace of Pentacles is no joke. It could very well be some kind of gift. You might get an email or a text message that you have like flowers or some kind of gift being delivered to you. And what's funny is that the irony is that I think that you're going to get this notification at a time that's kind of busy for you. I know that sounds funny. I'm not trying to giggle. It's not funny. It's just kind of ironic, and that's what I'm thinking. Is that, you know how like Friday, I'm getting a Friday kind of vibe. I know this kind of goes Friday, Saturday energy, but it's almost like it's Friday, Saturday, and you've been dealing with conflict. It's almost like you expect it, but you don't expect it. Like you've been watching somebody kind of hold off, and you're like, it's almost like you've given the F up. Like, okay, fine, don't apologize. I've got work to do. And you go back to your work, and it's almost like you're bombarded with your work. It's almost like you're distracted doing something. And then all of a sudden you get some kind of ding in your inbox that says, oh, we've delivered something to you. It's flowers, you know? And the flowers is this huge bouquet that says, I'm sorry. Hey, can you talk to me? And you're like, it's Friday. And it's almost like, and again, you're in Queen of Cups energy, which is very receptive. It's very understanding. But I'm getting a strong sense that it's almost like you can't respond back right away because you're freaking busy. You're distracted. You've got other things to, like, you see how this looks like an obstacle course. The other thing that I kind of get is I also get that you're taking this is coming out of left field, so you're not quite sure how to take it. And I also think that you're a little bit guarded. But I do think that this is like, you're going to get some kind of electronic communication, and you see how the skies look similar. It's like gray skies. It's going to be like a text message or an email. And the Ace of Pentacles can be a gift, either that or it's going to be some kind of weighty communication. And either this King of Cups is really guarded, or maybe you're a little guarded. You might like accept the text or accept the communication, but you might kind of scrutinize it like, okay, wow, this is coming out of left field. I do also think that you are going to be a little distracted. The other thing is you do kind of see the same bird kind of leaving in this card and kind of arriving in this card. And he's handing a cup and she's holding a cup. So I do think that you're receptive. I think you're very understanding, but I also think that you're going to be a little distracted, and you're also going to be a little overwhelmed at the time that this proposal or this communication, this apology or this amends finally shows the heck up. But I do also think that, yeah, I just get the sense like you're going to be a little distracted. And the other thing is that I do get the sense that this really weighty kind of thing is going to be like a complete surprise, and it's going to be electronic. So it's not like you're even, stopping what you're doing to answer the door. It's going to be like a text or an email, and you're going to be like, okay, this heavy communication or this gift, like, and it can be a confirmation. I'm almost getting like a confirmation of some kind of gift that really has a lot of significance. And you are going to be really receptive, and of course this is going to make you feel really good, but it's almost like the other thing I'm kind of getting is that you can't respond back right away because you're going to be a little preoccupied. And this is like the Friday, Saturday energy. Now, when you look at your charms, you've got the llama, and it says "be yourself," but it's upside down. And then you do have the charm of the state of Florida. You got the roller skate. You got the number 9 with the crown on it. So this could be this communication could be coming from someone that you know in Florida. The Queen of Cups could be someone who resides there. It could be a parent, or it could be, a mother and father that's communicating to you from that place. With the be yourself and the llama, I always think of llamas are just really unique animals. They're not very common. They're very unique, and with it being like be yourself in reverse, I am kind of getting a sense like it's almost like you're afraid to be yourself. Like you can't. I don't think that you can be candid in this communication. I don't think that I think this communication is going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But the one thing that I am seeing with the number 9, especially with the crown, I kind of think of the 9 of Pentacles. I think you are independent. Like the best way to handle this situation is to kind of be yourself. Kind of remember that nothing that comes at you externally can ever change who you are internally. You are you, right? So you are whatever the outcome, however you respond. There is no bad response. Of course you are going to be replying to someone, electronically, but just however, communicate the best way, because communicate whatever way that you feel is best, because you are independent. You are the Queen of Cups. You are an emotionally understanding person, but you are not obligated to anyone. And I kind of think, when I see the roller skate, I kind of think of, how it is when you haven't roller skated in a long time. You feel like, okay, I can't do this. I'm going to fall on my butt. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to throw out my knee, right? I'm going to bruise my butt. But then you get the quads on, you get the roller skates on, and it's like, it's like getting back on the bike again. You remember this, right? So this could be a relationship from the past. It might be like getting back, like remembering to how to roller skate. It'll come right back to you. I also think, kind of keep your balance. This could also, just with the 9 and the crown and the Florida, this could be someone who's looking to move to Florida, or someone who might, because the other thing is that with these two characters, they really do look like they're at the beach. And I do think of like Florida beaches, right? Like you see like a blowfish here and a seagull, and the way that he's wearing like a tropical shirt. And here we have the magnet that says create, and look at that, guys. We have another crown. We have 2 crowns in this. So, and this is a king and a queen. So, and magnetized to the back, this is interesting. You've got the sun charm, and you've got the Celtic knot. And the Celtic knot represents all 4. It represents the 4 elements, and it also represents the 4 corners, like north, south, east, west. Now with the sun, I really do kind of think of the sun card, but I do also think of Florida. I'm getting a strong Florida kind of sense. I know this sounds crazy, but someone might really be kind of propositioning you from Florida. Someone might be asking you to move to Florida, or do something for them from that place. I know that sounds crazy, especially with it says create. It says create, and it has a crown. And the fact that this person's kind of hesitating, someone might be planning to move to another place, another sunny place. It might not be Florida. I mean, we got Florida in the charms, but maybe it's California, but it might be Florida. And The other thing with the Celtic knot is it's kind of that, I kind of see that as a symbol of unconditional love too. Like having like a constant love for someone. You know, so you might be communicating with the Queen of Cups, you know, about money or about like a new start. You might be contemplating a move. But yeah, I see sun and I see Florida. The other thing I get is that some of the communication you might be having might be regarding how you're going to become financially independent enough to make certain changes. But that's going to be on your mind at the end of the week. I do see the clouds kind of clearing. Like you'll be definitely in a clearer mind space, but you'll be very emotionally attached. Like you're going to be feeling very empathetic. But I do think that it's going to just feel like a little bit like an obstacle course. Like you're either managing text messages from someone about some kind of financial new start. Or you might be receiving an offer from someone. I know this sounds crazy. You might be receiving an offer from someone that says, "Hey, let's start over." But it's electronic though. It's not a phone call. It's not even I don't even think that you're looking at the I don't even think you're Skyping this person. I don't even think you can see their face. It's going to be like a text message or a DM by the end of the week. But wow, guys, that's a good week. That's a good week, and honestly, the sun is such a happy charm. It's such a good charm. But with the llama being in the reverse, I also say that you might be empathetic to this person, but also be yourself. Don't forget yourself. You know, try to distance. If you have a big decision to make, don't do it over text. You know, kind of pull away and just kind of think about what you want to do. But wow, guys, oh gosh. Okay, so pile number 3, the Tarot Art Nouveau. What is your week for the week? Okay, middle of the week. Oh, Queen of Cups again. Okay, end of the week, please. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Was it the first? We got the Queen of Cups 3 times. Gosh, guys. And I think deck number 1, we had the Queen of Cups and then the Queen of Wands again. Empress. Oh my gosh. And the Star. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your charms. Now this gets a little bit loud, so if you need to turn down the volume, please do that in 3, 2, 1. And we'll dig deep. Alright, we'll put this to the side and we'll pull out your charms in just a moment. Alright, so in the beginning of the week you got the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands really talks about you're going to feel a little bogged down in the beginning of the week. You're going to feel like you're doing a lot of work. The Wands really talks about physical activity. Excuse me. And I also see kind of wilted, like I think of like wilted grain or corn. And what I kind of think here is I just kind of see you kind of toiling away at something, you know. So it could be over the weekend, maybe because this does start on Saturday. Maybe you're working on home projects, or maybe you are actually working this weekend. Or maybe this is the energy on Monday, where you just really feel like you're throwing all of your energy into work, and then it's all work, it's all the dirge, and then by the end of the week, by the end of the day, you're just tired. You're throwing yourself back into work, you're throwing yourself into work, and you're just kind of exhausted. The other thing I get is that it's the kind of work where you're doing more than the lion's share. You know, you're doing more than your part, and you're just really exhausted by the end of the day. You're putting every drop of energy that you have into what you're doing, and you're exhausted, and not in that good way. It's just kind of like you're trying to knock out the work, and then there's always more work to do. That's the kind of energy. I'm going to take a sip of tea here, guys. Excuse me. Thank you. But that's kind of the energy in the beginning of the week. The other thing I always see, when I see the Ten of Wands, it's always those kind of days where it's like you don't even have a drop left to do anything else, you know? Like, I have a lot of creative hobbies I like to do outside of work. Like, I like to film videos, I like to scrapbook, I like photography, I like calligraphy. And, you know, all of those things, it's almost like when you get done with work and you turn off the computer, or you come home, and it's like you have no energy left to do anything else. You're just not motivated, because it's like it's sucked every drop of livelihood out of you. That's kind of the energy. So, and again, this woman looks worn out. She does. She looks tired. She looks tired. So, you know, that is a little bit of the energy. Now, if this is like over the weekend and you're feeling like this is family related, maybe your family has you driving them everywhere, or maybe you just feel like, you know, all of your chores, all of your obligations, you know, don't be afraid to kind of say, okay, this is really wearing me the hell out. It's, you know, it's my weekend too, and I need some downtime. If this is work related, you might want to at least kind of give the heads up to your boss. If you're really leaving, I know when it's just like one card at the beginning of the week, I mean, that can just be a case of the Mondays, you know. But if it continues where every day you just feel like it's sucking your soul, that's when you need to really speak up, because that might be you taking on more than your share of responsibility. Now, one other way I can kind of read this is maybe you've been away. Like, for instance, I've been on vacation this week, so maybe the beginning of the week is actually you coming back to work. And of course, it's going to be that landslide of catching up on emails and trying to get back in pace with everything that has, you know, been going on for the last 7 days. So it could be that energy too. And in that case, you know, it just is what it is. It is what it is. And you're just trying to work through it, and and the other thing is you can kind of prepare for that energy by saying, okay, you know, for Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I really need to focus on self-care. When the day is done, I'm probably going to feel a little worn out. Let me just really not have anything else planned, and, you know, no other chores on that day, so you can really recoup. Now, the middle of the week, this is some gorgeous energy, guys. This is a pretty card, and I always forget that this is the Queen of Cups because she has so much green. I always think that she almost looks like the Queen of Pentacles, but she's the Queen of Cups. And what I see is in the middle of the week, I see the Queen of Cups, and underneath it we have the Knave of Chalices, which is the Knight of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. I feel like someone's going to be approaching you in the middle of the week. And it's almost like, this could be a family member, but I am almost getting a little bit of work related. Someone's going to be kind of coming up to you in the middle of the week. And it's almost like once you've settled in a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of getting that vibe of like once you've been around a couple days and this person knows that you're here. This person knows you're here. You know, have you ever seen the little Peanuts cartoon where Lucy's like, the doctor is in? You have that little sign that says, doctor's in. You're going to have someone kind of approach you with kind of emotionally. Now, one way I can kind of read this is if you're a mom and you have kind of like a teenager or a young adult, and it could be male or female, but this young adult really might kind of do something endearing in the middle of the week. Maybe you're helping them with some kind of project. Now, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, school at least in North America, is really kind of out for summer right now. But, this could pertain to other things, like maybe you have someone who's applying for colleges or summer camps, or just doing projects that they're drawn to do over the summer, which tends to get very creative. It gets very heart centered, right? You tend to do the things that you like to do over the summer. And we are about to go into Cancer season. We're finishing out like the Gemini season, and in the sky, if you follow astrology. And Cancer is very deep. That Cancer really rules family and motherhood, but it also rules kind of the moon and your kind of it is your kind of creative drives, like what makes you feel at home. But in the middle of the week, I kind of read this one of two ways. You could have someone approaching you with some kind of emotional overture. And I do kind of get the sense like it's almost like someone really maybe welcoming you back, or saying, oh, you're back, you're here, and really kind of approaching you about something. If you're a mom, I think someone's going to be really sharing kind of a dream or a new idea. It could be a new emotional kind of creative idea, or just expressing themselves to you, like really sharing how they feel with you, and you helping them. And I am getting kind of like a strong, like you helping them find their direction, or that you helping guide them towards something, some kind of project, some kind of soul project that they want to do. But otherwise, I kind of get the sense that you're just going to be receptive to some kind of romantic overture. Maybe you start off, maybe you're coming back to work, or or maybe just Monday is a Monday and you're just kind of worn out. Maybe your spouse or someone around you, it could be a friend, that reaches out to you in the middle of the week and says, oh my gosh, just really some kind of overture to which you feel real receptive. You feel real receptive, like emotionally, you feel real good. Um, but the last way I read this is this might not involve another person at all. This could be all your energy, where something in the middle of the week, and again in the beginning of the week, you're just kind of feeling like everything is routine, everything is really rote, like repetitive, and just the same old. It's boring, it's not emotionally engaging. And then in the middle of the week, it's almost like something really stirs you up emotionally, like something gets your interest where you want to go on an adventure. The knights go on adventures. The Knight of Cups follows where his heart leads him to go. And the Queen of Cups is the mature feminine of that suit. She's the mature, she understands. She doesn't just go off on emotional tangents. She's not like, look, there's a squirrel. That's not her energy. Her energy is like, she's been there, done that, understands her emotions, understands the emotions of others. She's very psychologically in tune. And it's almost like in the middle of the week, maybe something kind of goes off in your heart and in your soul that's getting you excited to go on some kind of new adventure. And maybe something about the beginning of the week kind of triggered that. And that happens. There are moments in life when you're doing your job, or you're doing the thing that you do every day. Maybe that kind of sparks off, like makes you want to go on an adventure towards something new. Now, by the end of the week, this is amazing, guys. I swear, I think in the first deck we got the same thing. In the middle of the week, we got the Queen of Cups, and then end of the week, we got the Queen of Wands. I'm not sure if we got cross watchers, because I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, I'm on my soapbox. If you've seen and if you've watched any of my other posts, how many times have we gotten similar, or like the echoes of the same placements from pile 1 and pile 3? I'm telling you guys, I'm not sure if I've got like cross watchers. That's wonderful. Thank you. But that's amazing. You saw me shuffle. I shuffled on camera. I'm not making this stuff up. But the end of the week, you got the Queen of Wands. Underneath it, you got the Empress. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Lovers. The Lovers. Now, this is amazing, guys. Now, one thing that I can kind of see here is that if this is different people, you might be dealing with another woman who is the Queen of Wands, and you could be dealing with a mother, like you might be dealing with your mother. Um, but what I see is with the Eight of Pentacles, I see like working really hard, like getting a plan, or I when I see the Eight of Pentacles, I almost think of I think of those persons who own their own businesses. You know how have you ever gotten excited about an idea? Like you see a lot of card readers who are like, I make candles in addition to card reading, and here's my shop, and they're so excited about making candles. And that's the thing, you know, when I see the Eight of Pentacles, that's that kind of energy. Like I have my own side business, right? Or, you know, I have a day job, but I'm really interested in doing this at night, and I want to make it my career. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. The other thing that I kind of see here is, especially with the Queen of Wands, you could be both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. And what it is that, again, in the middle of the week, you might kind of have this kind of emotional kind of calling. You might get all gung-ho about something that you're really emotionally passionate about. Either that or something artistic has really sparked your interest. And then by the end of the week, you really want to go forward with it. You could be speaking with a mother or a parent figure about it, and you might be really working towards it. I'm seeing a lot of, one thing I see with this is I see a lot of artistic energy. I see a lot of artistic energy. Now, just to throw it out there, if you're masculine or male watching this, what I'm kind of seeing is that this could be two different women, and not in a weird way. This could either be the mother of your child, or it could actually be your mother, and she might have some kind of fire placements, like maybe she's a unsigned fire sign. But I am kind of getting like, I'm really getting a strong sense this is your energy, and you're either at the end of the week, you might be communicating with another woman who's a fire sign, like this might be a partnership. Either that, or you might be communicating with your mother, or you might be communicating with someone who is like a mother to you, like someone who's older, who is very nurturing towards you. And but what I'm kind of seeing here is, one other way I can kind of read this is that the lovers can sometimes be a choice. And again, lovers doesn't necessarily have to be male and female, like in your traditional couple sense. Sometimes that can be a choice between two family members. You could be working hard to help two family members. You might be communicating with two family members, both your mother and another fire sign woman. One other way I can kind of read this is you might have a little bit of a choice between two women. Like you might be kind of working hard to try to cooperate with two other colleagues, but it is a little bit of a choice. I am almost getting like you have to choose between supporting one or supporting the other. But and just to throw it out there, I'm sorry, just one other way, if you are a guy watching this, you might have a choice between two women, like literally two women. And one might be, it could be supporting your mother or the mother of your children, and another really dynamic woman that that's really, like, I'm getting like a social media presence, like you see her online and she just looks like it, like she is just the end all be all. And it's almost like you're working, you're putting effort into sustaining this, but it's like you have to make a choice. But if this is just your energy, and I am kind of getting like single energy here, I think by the end of the week you're really going to be shining bright. The other thing that I kind of get is that you might be talking with your mother a whole lot about some kind of project that you want to put forward. Like the Queen of Wands is like someone who takes action. And she's also a very strong leader. It's like she leads by example. And the other thing is that with the Queen of Wands, she always looks super fly doing it. I'm not going to lie. Like, she always wears really cool clothes. And the other thing that I kind of get from this is, like, from the outside, it looks like she makes it look effortless. She makes it look effortless. And I almost think of like a swan. You know how, like, a swan, when what goes on under the surface, a swan is so beautiful and graceful. And when you think about a swan, it looks like it's just, sailing across the water. Like, it's so smooth, and the way that the swan kind of just sails across the water. But underneath, they're paddling like crazy. Like, those little feet are just. And what I'm kind of seeing here is, one thing I might be kind of seeing here is that it's quite possible that maybe you've really been doing your own thing, like you've really kind of been being your own woman. And I think that someone might come around and really kind of make a proposition to want to go out with you or something like that, or want to partner with you. And it's almost like you've been working so hard. By the weekend, you're going to be putting all of your effort into whatever it is that you're doing. It could be work, it could be your family. But you know what I'm almost kind of seeing is that I kind of see with the Knave of Cups, someone new might be kind of coming around and might be asking you out, but you might be kind of busy taking care of your mother or taking care of your family, or just kind of preoccupied with you doing your thing. And it's almost like you kind of have to balance out the time between them. Either that, or you might be making that phone call to your mom going like, you're not going to believe this. So-and-so called me up and said they want to go out with me. Should I trust them? What should I do? But I'm definitely getting some kind of communication with your mother. I'm getting a communication with your mother. And I get the sense that the other thing I kind of get is that you're just going to be really kind of working hard. Like, over the weekend, you're going to be, again, from the outside, it's going to look real effortless. Like, everyone's going to think that you're just graceful, and you're going to be, whatever it is that you're working on, it's seen. I don't know if it's seen on social media. Maybe you do videos or something like that. But you're going to continue to work towards your goals. But over the weekend, you are going to have communication with your mother. It might be pertaining like a Queen of Wands person or a fire sign person. You might be talking about some kind of plan, or you working on some kind of choice that you have to make. But I do see this as very peaceful energy. The other thing that I kind of get is that it's very dignified energy. Like, you're going to be working towards the choice. You have some big decisions coming up, and it's almost like you're going to be consulting like a mother figure. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your mom. It might be someone that you trust like a mother. And you're going to be handling it with a lot of grace. But underneath the surface, you do have a big choice to make, and it's going to be like life changing. But you're just going to continue to put the effort, like you're going to continue to hone your skills. And I just get the sense like people can somehow see what you're doing. Maybe you're posting it online, and they really respect you, and they think that you look really good doing it. Again, you make it look like effortless, whatever it is that you're doing. Now, this is really great. When you look at your charms, you got the book that says, you got the Holy Bible. So again, maybe you're spiritually leading someone. The cups and the wands are definitely spiritual. Now, the wands are very the cups and the wands suit are spiritual. One thing about the wands, though, is that the wands is almost has a flair for the dramatic, where if they really need to if they need to drive home a point, or like they're able to tell a story really well. They're a little bit of the actresses of the zodiac, and that's not a bad thing. And what it is but you can really relay things in a I don't know how to explain it, like in in an expressive way, right? And that can be through words. Usually it's through actions. Now here you've got the little dog. It's the little terrier. Now, when I see the terrier, I think of two things. I think of that little dog from The Fool. You know how The Fool always had a little dog in it? So it could mean like kind of new beginnings. But one thing you'll remember is that, you know, if you watch the How to Tarot or if you've seen traditional tarot cards, the dog is always kind of pulling at the fool's boot, like he's kind of pulling on his foot, like, you know, don't, you know, be mindful, don't just jump off the cliff blindly, right? I think you might have like a good friend that's kind of either cautioning you or giving you some kind of guidance. And this could be your mother. It could be, or a mother figure. Again, I kind of think of a loyal friend, someone who does really gives you good guidance. Now, they could be giving you spiritual guidance. Like, again, if you have someone who's approaching you, and if you've watched the How to Tarot, the Knight of Cups, he can be a very dramatic character. He can be really, and he can be a very influential, meaning that, you know, he can kind of put you in a daze. You look into his eyes and he's just like, fall in love with me, and you're like, yes, okay. You know, so it is smart to kind of get advice before you just jump headfirst into something. And maybe this person gives you some kind of I'm hearing Bible verse or some kind of spiritual guidance. But this person might be kind of, again, like the dog and the Fool card. They might be kind of using their teeth. They might be pulling on your boot, like, okay, be wise, you know, don't, you know. What's interesting is the two other charms you got is you got the owl and you got the angel wings. But the funny thing is that both of these charms came out upside down. So, and of course, an owl means wisdom, and the angel wings mean, you know, like spiritual guidance, like your guides or your angels. Anytime I see the angel wings come out in reverse, I almost kind of think of that expression, you know, don't drive any faster than your angels can fly. Like, don't move quicker than your angels can follow. So maybe, you know, maybe you are getting some kind of overture from some kind of lover man, and by the end of the week you're being wise, like you're not going to be foolish. Maybe you call your mom and you say, okay, you know. The other thing is with the Eight of Pentacles, maybe you're getting advice, and this person might be quoting quotes from the scripture of the Bible, about, you know, don't do anything hastily, let this person prove themselves, or, you know, put a little bit, you know, work towards this relationship before you do anything hasty. Which, and especially with the Queen of Wands, I mean, she's not impulsive, but she does like to make concise decisions, because she's, you know, she's no nonsense. When she makes a choice, she makes it. But I am seeing with the wings in reverse and the owl, it's like, don't do anything foolish. You might need to, you know, slow down. Now, the other charm you got is one of my favorites. You got the little letter, and you got the little letter that has the little letter inside that says love always. So I am kind of getting, guys, I am seriously getting that you might get some kind of like love communication this week. Now it is going to be an overture, because the Knight of Cups is no joke. He is like the Lloyd Dobler sitting outside your house with the boombox. So it's hard to resist that. But with all of these charms kind of being in reverse, I would, you know, if someone does make some kind of really big overture to you this week, you might want to call your mama. You might want to call your best friend, or, you know, and get some advice. But I think by the end of the week, the other thing I kind of get from this is that you are going to be handling the situation with a lot of dignity. If this is some kind of creative idea, you're gonna put work towards it, and you're gonna kind of make a choice about where you want to go with it. But with the lovers and the work here, I am kind of getting like you're almost going to get some kind of spiritual advice from someone you trust, someone maternal that really feels like a mother figure. Now, just in a few situations, just to throw it out there, this could be you meeting your mother-in-law. And I am almost getting, and especially with the Queen of Wands, it's almost like you want to present a like a confident face. You want to look good, and you will. But it's almost like you putting in work for your relationship to meet someone. And just out of curiosity, if that is the situation, how will it go over? What will Mom think? Ten of Pentacles. Yes, you will be welcomed, right? Four of Wands. Oh my gosh. If this is meeting your boyfriend's mother, or assign the genders as they resonate, this woman's going to meet you and immediately think that you're part of the family, and she's going to watch you get married to their kid like right away. And that's wonderful, guys. That's so wonderful. But if you are getting propositions like that, you are going to want to slow down because you don't want to get married in 1 week. And definitely don't go faster than your angels can fly. It's what I'm getting. I'm hearing that spiritual guidance. Don't drive faster than your guardian angels can fly, and don't I've been watching a lot of really great 30s movies, and it's amazing how, like, the moment that one relationship doesn't work out, they're ready to marry the next guy who comes along. And there's a great channel here on YouTube that's called Movies with Mia, and she talks about that. And she's like, why does all the women do that? The moment it doesn't work out, let me just get married. She's like, that's too hasty. She's so cute. She's so cute. Her channel is so positive. But yeah, guys, so that's your read, and that's a really great week. That's a great week, whether that's creative projects or whether that's relationship related. Pile 3, you guys are golden. Well, all right, guys, I think we came in right under the same amount of time. I was really worried. Sometimes Charms runs us kind of long with time. But I thank you so much for checking out my video. I think my microphone has been working all this time. It looks like it has. But I thank you so much for joining me. I hope if you are so inclined, please like or comment in the description box below if anything's resonated. I read your comments all the time, and I get busy during the week, but I always read all the comments, and I promise you I will always get back to either like or reply. And I thank you so much for taking time to do that, because I really do appreciate that. And but I hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.